What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Huge shout out to the devs for providing me with a copy of the Precinct to check out here on the channel. I'm starting with the Steam Deck. I'll probably hit all the devices, but the Steam Deck's where I was most interested in, and I've really been looking forward to this game. I'm having a blast playing Doom: The Dark Ages, but the Precinct is one I've been waiting months and months for, especially since I played the demo. So let's get into it and see what we've got here on the Steam Deck. Now, as far as options go, they have handheld settings, like specifically for the handhelds, and we have a Steam Deck setting on here when we are on the deck. It kind of locks things down. There's some display settings missing and other settings missing in here you can't adjust unless you change things. But just straight up using the Steam Deck quality setting will lock you to 30 FPS, and it looks like it puts you somewhere in low and medium settings, but a lot of low to keep that FPS kind of high enough to where it doesn't dip under 30. I'll show you some other settings later where it does dip, but also gets us up into the 40s. Load times in and out of the areas in the precinct and stuff here, the police department, are always really quick. The gameplay is really smooth, and I love the vibe, the music, and feel of this game. It's an 80s noir, over-the-top, isometric kind of style game, maybe old school GTA think, but on the side of cops, and there's a lot you can do here, and it's running great on the deck. I think it looks great. You have nighttime and daytime missions, and like I'll show you later, you do have some room to adjust your settings, but I actually think the Steam Deck preset at 30 FPS, especially on the OLED screen or the smaller device, or even the LCD if you have that, it looks great and it feels really good to play on there as well. There's lots of different missions that you can do. Some are going to involve driving. Some are going to involve on-foot patrol. You're even going to have times when you're in helicopter flying around chasing cars and things like that. But throughout all of that, no matter what I got into, performance was always a pretty rock solid 30 FPS here with the Steam Deck preset, offering some pretty good battery life, plenty of overhead, and even though I'm not a fan of 30 FPS often in games, with something like this, it's absolutely hasn't bothered me at all. But like I said, there will be room for you to kind of play around and change that a little bit, and we'll take a quick look at that here in just a couple of minutes. Now, going over to some daytime stuff just to take a look at that. Just like nighttime, the game looks fantastic. Performance is basically the same. Some games can kind of vary a good bit, but this one's pretty much the same. We'll pull over here and stop this motor vehicle theft, which we got a notification about the same time that we saw it here, and he's going to try to run over two cops. So we'll go ahead and try to shoot him. Fortunately, it's like bulletproof and he's okay. And then he's going to go ahead and get out here, and we'll start with the restraining and the arresting and all that fun stuff. And I'll show you some more gameplay, and I'll have some more gameplay later in the video without me talking that you can check out. But I think you're getting the idea here. Catch different villains and bad guys doing different kinds of crimes all around the city, complete objectives and missions, go through your checking of IDs, searching for items, breathalyzer on people, all that kind of stuff. It's really a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the game, and it's honestly only about a 12-hour campaign. Now, if we want to change things to custom here, back out and apply that, you'll now see that we have more options: full screen, 800p, all of that in our display. And then if we go to graphics, we also have more options here now for our FSR, where we can change quality, balance, performance, all that, VSync, our FPS cap, so we can go 60 or unlimited, which I'm just going to do no cap to see what this is doing, and we'll apply that. So now we can go in here and go into customize, and you can get even more settings. And I think this is where it was defaulting to on the Steam Deck preset, but I don't know for sure. But I went ahead and up things up to kind of like a high medium. So if it was low high, I switched it to high. If it was low medium, I switched it to medium to see what it would do there, and then got back into it. But by doing that, even though the visual quality was pretty good, it does dip under 30 FPS quite often, depending on where I'm at, into the mid 20s, which we never saw on the Steam Deck preset and isn't really necessarily worth it to me. I even applied VSync to see how that would feel, and it definitely smoothed things out, so I didn't mind having VSync on. I think it might be fine if you're not using the Steam Deck preset, or even with it, it's pretty good, but it doesn't help us with the FPS. We're still coming mid 20s depending on where we're at. I tried low medium instead of that high medium just to adjust a little bit more, and I gained a couple of FPS, but we still saw similar kind of dips and stutters. So I don't know, I kind of feel like no matter what you're going to do, that 30 FPS cap is kind of the way to go. But if you want to play around with some of these settings some more, or just a couple to where you can keep it from dipping under 30 maybe, but enjoy the times when it's higher, 35, 40, whatever the case is, you can kind of mess around and do that. But honestly, for me, the more time I spend with this on the Steam Deck and kind of getting the most battery life out of it and that kind of thing. Honestly, I don't have any problem with that Steam Deck preset. Normally I wouldn't do that, but it's fine for me here. I don't have an issue with the 30 FPS. Battery life is pretty good. I haven't really seen any dip stutters or issues that way, no matter what I've been up to here. And it's just ultimately been a good experience. And like I said, it's a game I've really been waiting for. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. It's not super long, but you can continue to play after you're done the campaign, and hopefully they'll bring some more content to it. But I think that's a great one to have to play on your handheld, especially on the Steam Deck. But anyways, guys, as always, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Dispatch, I need an ID check.
Affirmative, stand by. All clear on that search, no criminal history.
That explains the driving. What have we got here?
On it. You have the right to remain silent.